I want to talk about something really important.
What?
Severance Photo.
That's right. You're a photo buff, aren't you?
Can't believe we're losing Severance Photo. I guess I can believe it. I'm just very... That's discouraging to me.
Now, do you still use film?
Yes, I do.
All right.
I'm one of the dinosaurs, I know.
I can remember years ago, of course, Severance going out of business this weekend after 98 years in business, but in large part because of the change in photography and imaging and everything. You know, we've got all these computer-generated things and digital cameras and other medium that the old chemistry and so on, means of reproducing, is pretty much obsolete.
I'm telling you, for years and years, as long as I knew photography around here after my return to the North Country, Severance Photo did as good a job in printing and quality control as any place that I know of in the state. I mean, you could go to your Rochesters, your RITs, and your big photography towns. I was in Albany all the time. You never found anything, mail order or walk-in, driving around the state of New York that was any better than Severance Photo.
Well, they probably changed their chemicals. That's the key.
No, they also had people who knew what they were doing.
Right, that's what I mean.
There's always the difference between, from the front end to from the back. I mean, you had people who could answer any question you had. This is just a shame. I don't know. I mean, I can remember in 1,000 times being down there and having customer after customer who bought their junk at the mall and couldn't figure out either how to run it or how to fix it or how to, play games with it or whatever the camera was supposed to do. Now you see they don't really take pictures. They make coffee and, change the oil in your car and stuff. But they would go in there and they would ask the Severance people how to do this and how to do that. And they would say, duh, and smile and walk out the door and go back to the mall and spend their money. And I think it's a real shame that we've lost that.
Well, I think it is, too. I mean, obviously some of it's technological change that it's hard to get around. I mean, these days, you take a picture with your digital camera, put it on computer, or you can get these picture frames that display it.
Yep.
And the old medium of paper, I used to take stuff there all the time and get it. And you're right, the quality was excellent. But you had the evolution. You probably are old enough to remember when you would take your film down to, like, Kinney Drugs, and it'd have to go away for 2 weeks.
Oh, Jeff, I still use a Pentax 6x7.
Oh, my goodness.
Big sheet camera, with the rolls. But you know something? You can't... Okay, you can get it. You can get that kind of quality. You just go ahead and spend thousands of dollars on your digital, and it'll still look like a digital. But, it's fun to do that. It's fun to manipulate depth of field and worry about colors and backlighting. Now, it's just nobody knows. It's true about a lot of things. Nobody knows anything, but we're a happy, stupid bunch, and we just kind of wander through life. And
right, and then they sit there.
Nobody spent the time learning, the fundamentals of what...
There's nothing like time in a dark room.
Oh, my God, I love time. And if you've ever seen a photograph developed in a dark room, I mean, you'll be hooked.
As a teenager... That was a hobby of mine. We had a dark room that was built off the corner of our garage, and I remember the enlarger was I think a Bogan or whatever the brand was. The trays of stuff, and sometimes you do pictures and sepia tone them, and all of that stuff. But it's kind of like in TV news when they used to shoot film, and now you talk about that to the young generation of reporters, they don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, you used to have photographers like old Mr. White there. I guess he's still around. I don't know what he does. But now you've got the little look-gooders running around with their...
Well, they do
everything. Everything can be fixed. Listen, it's progress. I know. I'm an old guy. I know. It's just that I
remember when we used to at Channel 16. We'd shoot film, and you'd ship it down to Channel 7. Then we stopped shipping it there because they had some quality control issues. So we shipped it by Greyhound bus. We'd put it on the bus and ship it down to Syracuse Movie Lab to be processed, and then they'd ship it back, and Plumpton and I'd go over to the bus station and pick up our film. Well, nowadays, these kids are like, everything's instant. It's on a memory stick or something. But, boy, that was a different era back then, and this is something only Ted Ford and Joe Rich could relate to, I guess.
Yeah. Well, and they gave you, it wasn't just, you're absolutely right about the technological developments and changes, but, Severance, they gave you knowledgeable staff. And
right. But, one of the things now that is neat, like the cell phone I got, which takes very good pictures. Now, I don't take artsy pictures or family albums, but if I see something, it is neat that you can take a picture, and it can be on the World Wide Web within seconds if you send it to News Junkie, if you're on News Junkie's good side. I mean, there is, and it's, you should see it, Wally, I've sent some things in there. It's excellent quality.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's not all bad. I'm just saying that there is something lost.
The problem I have with it is there's no longer any knowledge.
Remember up at JCC, they had the dark room if you were in the Audiovisual Club, and you'd always try to, like the old thing, you want to come see my etchings, say, hey, let's go develop some stuff together and all that, and it was kind of...
Again, it's the knowledge. It's the fact that nobody learns how to do anything anymore. You can go to JCC and take a course in photography and not even know what the words depth of field means.
Right.
That, what have we come to? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Exactly.
We gotta adjust, don't we?
Well, I guess, and you're probably pretty happy over Obama.